Hello, I am Abigail and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, got a little sneaky peek in the beginning there, I am drawing a queen. A little bit of a, cliche, I know, I draw a lot of queens and princesses, whatever, but it is the first time I am sitting down to do a completed illustration since the start of the new year. A little late into it, yeah, I know, but so I'm a little rusty. It's been a hot minute. I had a vacation and took some time off to hang out with family and friends over the holidays, so I'm feeling a little rusty, so I wanted to stick with what I know. Now, I also was feeling in the mood to incorporate a bit of New Year pizzazz into it, so I do that by I kind of had this design in mind as a bit of a warrior queen kind of thing, and she is not just a warrior queen, she is the protector of 2022. Because if you are anything like me, I live in the US for starters, so that should give you a little hint on how things have been these past couple of years. But I really felt like we needed a bit of good luck for 2022, a little bit of protecting, somebody to be looking out for us a little bit. So that is where this character kind of came to mind. I also got some new Copic markers for Christmas, so I wanted to incorporate some of that into the drawing. So I do use a couple of my new colors, and I will point those out when I get there. So this was probably the first drawing that I tried very hard planning and thumbnailing. I was actually sketching around for this for a long time. That's something I really want to get better at this year, planning. I feel like the artwork that I showcase in my videos are not my best work. And I feel that because I don't put a lot of effort into planning them. I kind of sit in front of the camera and I just effing wing it. And I feel like when I wing it, especially, I'm a little camera shy, so when I wing it on top of filming, I just feel like I don't produce my best work. It feels rushed and not thought out. So I actually took some time, sketched out some different dress designs, a couple different poses, and then not only that, but I did like a rough sketch and colored it in the colors, so that way a little bit of shading here and there, whatnot, just to see how everything looked together. And it didn't turn out exactly perfect, I would say, but it definitely turned out way closer to what I wanted than previous videos, and I feel like that is something fantastic, something to work towards, and I wanted to keep this kind of looser and just kind of free, I guess. So I actually did have a lot of fun with this one and it was great. So I hope you can really see that in the artwork. And notice my pink puffy sleeves, okay? So my house is kind of chilly sometimes, and my husband for Christmas got me this big puffy pink robe, and I love it so very much. Since I work from home, I am often in sweatpants and t-shirts, very casual wear, and I have a cardigan that, not gonna lie, doesn't look the best because it's a little rough. It's because I wear it all the time. It's kind of my on and again, off again little cardigan, and that has now been replaced with this big puffy robe, and I love it. I hope that you guys had fantastic holidays. If you do presents, I hope that you gave fantastic gifts and received fantastic gifts. I hope that you are healthy and this video finds you safe, if this finds you at all. While I am sketching, since this seems to be the longest part of the video, I'm gonna plug myself a bit. If you like this content, if you like speed paints mostly, and my rambling commentary on art supplies, feel free to like this video and subscribe. That would mean the absolute world to me. Next, if you want to see more like this, more artwork of mine, feel free to check out my Instagram. It is linked below. And if you want to find some way to support me, I do also have my Etsy linked below. There I make cute stickers and sticker sheets, primarily bullet journal stuff. I love that. I will hopefully this year showcase some of that on my YouTube, and hopefully I can also make some fun stuff in these videos that are worth prints and things, so that will be fun to look forward to in the coming year. This year I really hope to stick to a very consistent posting schedule, so expect to see a video a week. So if that's the kind of person you are, you like following people who are very consistent, that's about to be me. So feel free to check out some of my other videos and tag along for the ride. So with the dress, back to the drawing, with the dress, I wanted something kind of dramatic and kind of structured layers. So I went with this. It's almost like the dress she's wearing underneath is like a sheath dress where it's kind of straight down and not a lot of give to it, and then these things that are attached, like the skirts that are kind of attached to her sides and like around her back, are like layered and honestly cute, not gonna lie. I love that look. And so how she's posed is supposed to be kind of dramatic, where like this one side of the skirts are kind of pulled and like wrapped around, and so I do give her the hand that's up towards her face. Is gonna have a dagger in it, and the other one is gonna have this big old sword. I love swords. I'm not that great at drawing them. I recently, however, made a sticker sheet where I designed a bunch of swords. They're actually really cool. It's on my Etsy. And so she's got like this armored breastplate, kind of. It's kind of probably like armor corset kind of style. I'd imagine the front piece there is metal, but it like is attached at leather and then like corseted in the back. It has depicted on it a rising sun, a little bit of cheesy symbolism, of course, kind of as in we've been through some dark times, some terrible stuff, kind of hoping that the protector of 2022 will make sure that the sun rises again, that if she has to pull it out of the sky and bat away the clouds, she will. So that's a little bit of my, man, so deep. I'm so deep. Anyway, another goal of mine this year is to work on hands. I am not very great with hands or dramatic poses, so I have been incorporating some figure drawing into my schedule in hopes that I can improve, and hopefully you'll notice improvement as well. I am a big New Year's person, so as you can probably heard me say, I have quite a few New Year's resolutions. I love having the new year to just reset and reevaluate, and I really do that. I'm a bullet journaler, which is why I make bullet journal sticker sheets and stuff. So new year is new journal time, and I am just over the moon with it, and I have done great so far with New Year's resolutions, and I just love getting back to work. I felt like I had a time these past couple months where I wasn't necessarily being as active on my social medias and my work as I should have been, and I'm really excited to be back because this is something I love doing. So yeah. Anyway, I am almost done with this sketch here, designing this cool little dagger, and in about a minute here or so I will be done with the sketch. And I ink off screen, and I inked with a Micron 01 Fineliner. I do it off screen because you just spent 8 minutes watching me draw this. You don't also want to see me trace over it. A little boring. And so yeah, here I am designing a little bit of way to incorporate 2022 into the hem of her dress as kind of embroidery. But so after the inking, I do jump right into the coloring. So there she is, done. There's my pen, and here I am starting on the color. So the new color is from Christmas for me this year is this skin tone, and I use a very, very dark brown in her hair, and that is a new color. And I like it very much so. I haven't had a brown that's this dark or rich. And yeah, so this skin tone, it does show up a little orangey here on camera. It's not that orangey in person. And not gonna lie, a bunch of my other markers are dying. So this color was great and fresh and juicy for a skin tone, in a mid-tone, you know, not super dark or not super light. That's kind of what I was going for. And here I am using, it's called Lipstick Natural, as a bit of a blush. I kind of have her features. Her makeup is a bit darker, a little heavier. Her features are almost bored. You know, I was just kind of having her, like, she is serious and she is not putting up with this crap anymore. And so that is where she's making her stand. Oh, and an interesting thing about the colors. So I had looked up colors for 2022, whether it's popular colors, something that I didn't know if, you know, each year had like a color association with it. I found two colors. One is emerald green. I actually was notified Etsy had said that is a trending color, and that's kind of the color they have deemed for the year 2022. Symbolizes growth and all that kind of fun stuff. And the emerald green specifically is something used for royalty, and something I really enjoyed. And so I incorporate that into the dress. And the other color that I found was the Pantone color of the year, Very Perry. So cute little purpley color, purpley blue. And I had a color that matches almost exactly. So I incorporate those together, and I am a sucker for gold. So the metal color is gold. I do like it. I actually kind of wish I would have set aside my biases for gold over silver and have done silver. I think silver may have looked more regal and not so much so competing with her skin tone and with the two kind of odd colors that I had picked for me kind of thing. So that is a one thing. If I were to do this over again, I'd probably do that. Pick silver over gold. I also, to play a bit into the symbolism of the rising sun and whatnot, I gave her this big giant crown, and those are supposed to be kind of like emerald pieces, like us, like chunks kind of sticking out, and kind of mimic my laundry's done, and to mimic the sun. And then here I am with that really pretty periwinkle color. I was a little worried the color wouldn't last all the way, and I decided to add a little bit more depth to the layers by having an ombre down, and I loved it until the last color I didn't realize was dying. The next color I picked was a bit darker, and it took a couple coats. Ended up looking a tad streaky, but you know what? That's never anything that I am simultaneously the biggest perfectionist in the world and also give zero craps. So I don't mind that there's streaks in my artwork. It's not meant to be realistic, and it's not meant to look perfect, because quite frankly, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, nobody's perfect, so who cares? It's all in good fun and creation, creating. So and with the line work along with that not perfect thing, when I was lining it, I really wanted to lean into not being perfect, and it's very sketchy, and in some spots I downright fucked it up, but I didn't care, and I just kept going because I really felt like that's not what I wanted to worry about for it. So, and I wanted to bring that periwinkle color not just on her clothes, so I gave her a little bit of dyed hair on the ends. I am a sucker for ombre hair and like kind of dipped ends hair. I don't know. Is it a little cheesy? Yes. Do I love it anyway? Of course. So I give her a bit of ombre hair, and this is the other color that's new. Ooh, it's so good, so dark, so crisp. I love it, and definitely did fit this piece very well, having that dark piece, that really dark straight hair. I'm gonna let the video play for a little bit while I color. And here I am, I'm using this Spanish green color, and I try to add a little bit of texture, like almost as if it's a floral print on the green, because I just felt like that green was such a rich color that I imagined the fabric would be so heavy and like embroidered, what is it called, brocade fabric, when it's like really heavy like that. So that's kind of what I had imagined it would be made out of, and so yeah, they didn't quite show up. I do try to go in with a different marker later on, and eventually I settle on using a bit of paint because I bust out some acrylic paint to paint on the 2022 detailing of her dress, and I used that a little bit last minute. Did not think this camera was not on, to add a little bit of detailing to the dress. Here I am adding a bit of depth to the layered portion of her dress, which I do like very much so. Like I said, this green and periwinkle, you almost wouldn't think it'd go together, but both colors look really well with the skin tone, and because of that, I just feel like they work well together then. And like I said, I don't think the gold looks terrible, but I think silver almost would have looked sharper. The gold definitely kind of warms her up, so I think it's almost okay because for, you know, like a queen to be a little warm, you know, you don't want to, but like I felt like the look I was going for was a little more regal and cold, and silver I think would have accomplished that much better. And I have a pretty silver pen that would have looked awesome, but my gold pen is kind of ugly, so yeah, I didn't want to use the gold pen. And here I am using my Gellyroll pen to add in some white highlights. I love white highlights. I feel like they kind of make it pop, you know, they make the metal pieces stick out, they make her eyes nice. I like the highlights on the cheeks and the swords, and yeah, just kind of a little bit of perfection pieces to it. It just makes it pop for me. And this is one of my favorite pens. I alternate between a Gellyroll pen and a Uniball Signo. It just depends on what I can get my hands on first. My Uniball Signo ran out, and I went to Walmart and they had a pack of Gelly-Rolls. I'm like, oh, you're coming home with me. So I grabbed a Gellyroll this time instead, but I don't really have any complaints about either of them. And here I am with the paint, my messy palette. That is me. Messy palettes. And I don't film all of this because, not gonna lie, it was tedious and I had to go over it a bajillion times, it felt like, and it still wasn't exactly perfect. So here I am. I added a couple little white highlights again, and I'm going in with this really lovely like lavender lilac, I can't remember the color, pencil. It is a Prismacolor colored pencil, and I love it. Just kind of adds a really rich tone to skin when you use it in the shadows and stuff, and I kind of use it a bit in the shadows of everything. I loved it, and it felt very cohesive. I used to do this a lot, and I like doing it, so I'm gonna do it more often. So she is almost done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, maybe subscribe. Have a great day and stay safe. Bye.